Hello, welcome to AI for Pastors. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We have another video this afternoon. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it. Again, if maybe this is your first time here on the channel, the purpose of this YouTube channel, AI for Pastors, is to really become an introduction for pastors and how AI can aid and support your pastoral ministry. And today, what we're going to be looking at specifically is how we can utilize AI to help create graphics, images that we can use during sermons for illustrations or title slides or graphics. It's, especially for some of you who, are in churches where maybe you're the only employee, maybe you're the only person on staff, maybe you have one secretary, but you don't have the funds or the time for a full-time graphic designer. But yet we're in this digital age where pastors are being expected to do more and more. And so this is a tool that's phenomenal. It's pretty remarkable, and I think you'll be impressed by this. We're going to look at ChatGPT. Is the main AI tool that we've been talking about. There's others. There's Google Bard. There's Microsoft Copilot. All these different things. But we're also going to look at something different, and this is probably going to be one of the more technically complicated videos we've had so far on this channel, because we're going to be looking at a program called Midjourney, which you can actually only access through another system called Discord, which I understand this will probably be really confusing for some of you, but I promise if you just follow along, even if you don't understand how some of the back end things are working, if you just follow along, you'll be able to utilize these tools. So we're going to go through this step by step. Let's get to it. So we're here in ChatGPT again. We have this is the premium version. This is GPT-4. You can also do 3.5. One nice thing in GPT-4 is that you have access to their Dolly system. This is an image generator in itself. So I can actually, we don't have to use Midjourney. I'll explain why I like Midjourney. But let's just type in something and say, um, create an image of Jesus. Let's go. Yeah, we'll go Jesus. Jesus. It's tough sometimes. We kind of have this like philosophical like we don't necessarily know what Jesus looked like, and I don't know. Sometimes it's interesting to see um, what other people think Jesus might have looked like. Create an image of Jesus sitting in front of the temple teaching a crowd of people. I don't know. Let's just do something. This is just going to show you. So I'm telling ChatGPT to create me an image. I'm going to hit submit. You're going to see it's saying creating image. So that means we know that it's accessing the Dolly 3 system. It's going to go through its thing. Now, while this is creating, I'm just going to say this is good for a lot. But Midjourney is just far superior. It creates better, more realistic images, and it's really far superior. Dolly 3 is getting good, but so this is what it came up with. This is a unique image. This is not an image that was copied from somewhere on the internet. This is a truly unique image. And so we could then say we don't like something about it. Say we wanted it to be at nighttime, or say we wanted there to only be 5 people instead of this multitude. You can change that. We would just fill in a response here at the bottom, submit it, and then it would create a new image. So this is ChatGPT. This is the tool that we have other videos on the channel about how to use this for things like compiling sermon prep information, how to do different things. I do still use this. So one thing, and we're going to do it here. We're kind of bouncing out of order here, but one of the things that I don't like about Midjourney is the prompting. So anytime when you're typing in something you're asking AI to do, it's called a prompt. And this is really and we're going to have a specific video just on this subject on how to create good prompts, because really a good prompt is really the factor in whether you get a good result or not. If you put in a bad prompt that's not specific enough or not, it doesn't include the details you need it to, you're not going to get a good result. Midjourney is really finicky with wanting a good prompt. So the cool thing about this though is again AI can help us here. So in the premium version of ChatGPT, and there's going to be another video on just this concept, but they've released custom GPTs. So there's now a GPT store. These are all free, but you can see some of the things. Canva is a tool we're going to talk about later, but there's all sorts of custom AI tools that people have already created. And so you could use, okay, coloring book hero, take any idea and turn it into a whimsical coloring book page. So you could type in something and it'll create a coloring book page. Writing coaches, data analysis, logo creators, cartoonize yourself, logos, some writing tools, academic assistant pro, professional academic assistant with a professional touch, even though that's spelled incorrectly, so that's pretty funny. um guess the assistant pro didn't catch that one. Productivity video, AI video maker, generate videos for social media, YouTube, Instagram. This is a free text to video, so you input text and it'll create a video, you know and some of these are still very much in their beta, but you see the promise here. There's a lot of different things that we can use here for. The one that I want to bring our attention to here, is, and I've already downloaded it, but I'm going to type Midjourney, and um, I don't know which one do I have here. Midjourney prompter. So one of these Midjourney prompt, a creator, you basically click it and then it takes you to that, and then it'll be over here in your stuff. I like this one. I've used this one already. This is a custom GPT that's going to create a Midjourney, which is another tool, prompt for us. So we're gonna do that in just a minute, but let's get Midjourney set up. The first thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need Discord. Discord is an app. You can have it on your phone, you can have it on your computer, whatever. It's basically a communication platform. Okay, so you can go on and create what it calls servers. You could think of a server almost kind of like a group chat on your cell phone. So it's a place where you can invite other people to this specific server group chat, and then there could be back and forth conversation in a lot of different ways on that server. Midjourney is a Discord server. So the only way to access the image capabilities of Midjourney is to get access to their Discord server. So first, you're going to go to discord.com and you're going to download it. It's going to give you a prompt here to make an account. You'll do that, make your account. It's all free. You'll verify your email, verify your phone number. You'll now have access to Discord. Discord looks like this. You can see here that I have several different servers that I'm a part of. This is the Midjourney one. So if I were to click here, this is what, and it looks really confusing. I don't even understand 80% of what's happening here. But what I do know is, if we see all these generals here, these general image threads, we'll see people creating images through their uh, through this server. Now, we don't necessarily, I don't want to deal, if I'm like using this for ministry, one, I have no control over what other people are creating in this. And maybe there are people creating things that I don't necessarily want to see, right? I don't know what this dude's all about, but some weird fox character that somebody's creating. And you can see the prompt that they put in here, but I don't really want to deal with all of that. And so there's a way to not have to deal with other people's stuff, and I'll show you that. But in order to get access to this, if you just download Discord, you're not going to have Midjourney. So what you need to do is, and I'll put links to these in the description, but you'll go to docs.midjourney.com and you're basically going to go to their quick start guide. This will show you how to basically use the system. You're going to log into Discord. You do need to, this is not a free platform. I have just the basic plan. It's $10 a month. It's probably more than you need. And I think it's worth it. Then once you have that, you're going to go to the Discord server. So paste and type the following URL. If you already have Discord open on your computer, you can just click this button and it's going to, you saw it there for a brief second, but I already have the server on my Discord, but it'll basically come up with this window here. where it's going to we've beamed the info from your Discord app. Close this browser. You can continue to Discord, and it will basically add that server onto your Discord uh, app or website. So then at that point, you now have Midjourney over here to the left, and you could just do everything you need to through the like public profiles. Again, I do not recommend it, especially when there's a really easy way to be able to get like a private way to use it. Um, Over here, you can create your own. So you can see here, this is actually the a server that I created specifically for this YouTube channel. But say you want to create your own, you're going to create my own. This is for me and my friends. You can upload a photo, which again, you could actually have this create the photo for you. Pastor Brandon Smith server. I'm going to hit create. So now, welcome. This is your personal server. Okay, this is now a server that I could invite friends to. I could, make voice channels. I could have voice conversations. Whatever. A lot of Discord is used for like gaming, but so what I can now do is I'm going to go back to Midjourney, and I'm going to go over here to the far right, and I'm going to see Midjourney bot. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click Add App, and I'm going to select the server that I want to add that to. So I'm going to add the Midjourney bot to this new server I just created, and I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to authorize it to do all those different things. Yes, I am a human, and we're now going to go back to my server. So now in my server, it has the Midjourney bot. If you look over here, it's running alongside me. So now I can go in and use the Midjourney prompts, and I can create images without having to view everyone else's weird stuff. So let's do this. Let's now create an image. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT because again, I'm going to have this create a good prompt for me. I've already typed up a little prompt. I'm going to tell ChatGPT to create a prompt for me with me wanting to do this. So create a 16 by 9 sermon title graphic for a series titled At the Foot of the Cross. This series will focus on us laying our burdens, baggage, and feet at the feet of Jesus. He has taken the weight of sin and condemnation from us. Let us walk in the newness of life. Okay, so that's kind of I'm just giving it the synopsis of this sermon series. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to type that prompt into, again, we're now in Chat GPT. I'm going to hit enter. It's now going to create a prompt for me to put into Midjourney to really get a good result. So let's see, it says create a 16 by 9 sermon graphic featuring a wooden cross at sunrise, symbolizing hope and renewal. The cross should be positioned using the golden ratio for visual impact. Foreground shows a diverse group of people from different walks of life, symbolically laying down their burdens, depicted as suitcases, heavy bags, etc., at the foot of the cross. The sky is painted with warm, welcoming colors of dawn, suggesting a new beginning. The title At the Foot of the Cross is elegantly displayed in a serif font overlaying the image but not obscuring the cross. Include a subtle translucent overlay at the bottom of the text for readability, where the subtitle Laying Our Burdens Down can be added. The overall tone should convey a sense of peace, liberation, and spiritual awakening, right? That came up with a much more specific prompt than if I would have just dropped this in. Maybe I would have got a decent result, but you can see the difference here. So let's go ahead and copy this. We're going to now go back to Discord. And the way that you do this is we go \imagine, and then we paste in our prompt. And we're going to hit enter. It's sending the command. It's working on it. And now we're going to wait. It can take a little bit of time. You can see it says waiting to start. Usually it's done within a minute. Sometimes it takes longer depending on how much traffic there is to the platform. We now have a percentage of how quickly it's going. And you can continue to edit these things. So and every time you do this, it's going to give you 4 options. So it's actually creating 4 different images for us right now. And they're going to start here and they're going to be blurry and they're going to kind of become more and more in focus as it finishes. And so let's just see what we're going to get here. I will say, and I'm a little nervous about this one, these image creators are not good yet at text. So likely the text is going to be weird. Usually, what we want to do is actually not include the text in these images, and then we transport it over into something like Canva and put our own text on top. That's what I would recommend, because again, it comes up with some weird text. So, here we see, I don't really care for any of these. They look cool, obviously. Like this one, we see some baggage, we see some people at the bottom of the cross. The text is really irrelevant here, so I don't really care for that. So let's fix it. Let's go back to ChatGPT and say, um, revise, don't include text, and make the cross, or make the image in a we want to give it like a certain style, like let's say in an ancient Roman style. I don't know, let's see what that does. So it's gonna create a new prompt for us, and we're gonna do it again. And again, there's some back and forth here. It's not perfect. It's only going to be as good as the prompt. It's only going to be as good as the directions that you give it. But you can see, I mean, how long, even just these, how long would it take for us to design something like this in graphic design? If you had a very specific sermon series about Moses parting the sea, and you wanted, whatever it to be, you could just create an image for it. And so, let's see what this yields us. Again, backslash imagine, paste. Let's see. Now, whether this one works or not, we're gonna talk about a little bit about the ethics and things like copyright law, in just a moment, because that is a concern. There's Generative AI doesn't create new things. It creates unique things that don't exist elsewhere. But the only way it's able to create these is because it's been trained on a lot of data from the internet. And so there's lawsuits right now, about, uh, generative AI being trained on copywritten data. And is there an ethical issue with the usage of these things which were trained on copywritten images and so forth? So, okay, so let's look here. So these are the new ones. Let's click it. Let's enlarge it. And I mean, just to point out here, these are pretty high quality images. These are not like cheesy. Um, and you could do the same thing if you wanted to go for like a cartoon vibe. You would just say, do it in the style of our cartoon, and it would look like a cartoon. Um, so I like. I don't know. I think this one here is pretty cool, and I could see some graphics over it or something. So we're gonna go. We're gonna click out of it. And then you see here U1, U2, U3, U4. That stands for upscale. So this is images 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we want to upscale image 2, which is going to give us a higher resolution version of this photo. Now, what we do here is we click web. It's going to take that image, open it up in a web browser for us where we can save it. So we're going to save that. We could now easily go over here into Canva, which is free. You can go to presentations. We're going to create a new blank one because, again, we're wanting to create a sermon slide here for like a title. I'm going to go to uploads, and I'm going to upload that file that we just got. Just going to stretch it out. It's the right proportions because we told it what proportions we wanted. And now we just got to add some text. So this is going to say at the foot, if I could type, at the foot of the cross. And we just want to kind of stylize this. Let's make the text bigger. It's a pretty dark image, so I don't know, let's just go with some white text. Find a nice font. Is there space there? Yeah, that looks strange. I don't like that. Let's make it stand off the page a little bit. Give it a little more contrast, and I don't know. You could do. There's a lot of different things you could do here, but that's a totally decent looking title slide. Especially for the fact that we did all of this in a matter of what, a couple minutes. And so you could sit here, play around with this. You could add other things. You could layered images on top of each other. Sky's the limit. But what the purpose of this video is just to show you how to generate these images. And so if we so that's that. You can do this as many times as you want. We could do the same thing. You could have a lot of fun with it too. I was playing around with my daughter the other day. I don't know. Oh, we don't want that. Cancel. I probably don't have them in here, but I was asking her, and I said, think of anything you want. What do you want to see an image of? And she was like, a unicorn eating cotton candy under a rainbow. And so we just together on my phone typed it in, and it came up, and it was hilarious. So there's a lot of fun things that you can do with this as well. You can see I made images for young adults sitting in a backyard drinking coffee. Um, kind of a social media graphic. If you were doing something in Psalm 23, talking about dwelling in hope, and you could easily make a little graphic for that. A thought provoking image of an open Bible, that you could use for a sermon slide. Just really, the possibilities here are endless. So let's go ahead and we don't want that. Let's talk about the ethics a little bit, because that is a concern. So if we go here, I want to look at, did I lose my page? Okay, I lost my page. So we're gonna go ahead and search Midjourney docs, and so we want to go to getting started. And so again, I'll put this link in the description for you guys. But this is really the start of. I mean, this explains everything. What I want to show you guys here, I want to go to policies, terms of service. This is the TOS, things that nobody reads, but is good, because if especially as a church, as a pastor, you want to make sure that you're doing things ethically. You want to make sure that you're not stealing images, or that sort of thing. So I've read through here just to see what the policies are. And what I want to bring our attention to is content rights. Do we have the rights to use these images? Okay, so we just got um, this image from Midjourney. Do I have the right to use this image in a professional setting, in a church service? Now, again, we're not selling this graphic, but we are. I mean, it's a part of our service, and so really, the question is the same. Um, and that's part of where the legalities are coming from. If I were to take this and I put initial my name in the bottom of it and say I'm a graphic design artist and I could sell this online, well, am I technically selling something that was only created because it was using other people's copywritten images in order to create? Yes. So where's the ethical line there? And so, and there are lawsuits that are happening. There was just a big lawsuit that was actually thrown out, and it was determined to not be in violation of copyright law. It'll be interesting to see as those things develop. And just like with any tools, as a pastor, it's up to you to make sure that you're using things in agreement with current law. Even if you don't agree with it, we follow the rule and the law of the land, unless it inhibits us from being able to worship Jesus. And not using this image certainly would not inhibit my ability to worship Jesus. So if a time came where laws came out and said that this is actually in violation of copyright law and it's illegal and whatever, I would I would stop using it. But as of right now, it seems like the laws are moving in the direction of they're seeing that it's not, because it's kind of no different than if I were to go to an art museum and I look at people's artwork and I'm inspired by that artwork, and I take the style of how they've drawn their done their paintings, and I let that influence a unique thing that I create that's different than the original artwork, but it's in the same style because I learned from them. Could I sell my artwork? And the answer is yes. I mean, that happens all the time. Musicians learn from each other. If they take a specific chunk of song, it's a sample and they have to pay for that. But for the most part, there's a lot of we learn from others. And so what does Midjourney say about content rights? Your rights. You own all assets you create with the service to the fullest extent possible under applicable law. There are some exceptions. Your ownership is subject to any obligations imposed by this agreement and the rights of any third parties. And this is really the part that is important. If you're a company or an employee of a company with more than $1 million a year in revenue, you need to be subscribed to the Pro or Mega plan to own your assets. So this is where it's going to be different from organization to organization. If we go here back to Quick Start, if you are part of an organization that does $1 million a year, you would have to subscribe to one of these two plans over here. And so just be aware of that. That's for you to legally own the images and to use those images that you own as you want. So take that for what it's worth. And yeah, so that's really what we've looked at in this video. We saw ChatGPT create a prompt. That prompt we put into Midjourney. Midjourney is a tool that we access through Discord. We looked at how to install Discord, and then we put that prompt into Midjourney and we got a result. We didn't really care for the result, so we went back and we changed the prompt. Once we changed the prompt, we put it back in Midjourney and we got a good result. And we were able to export that result from Midjourney. We dropped it into Canva. We threw some text on top of it, and we could now download this and present it in front of our church with the legal and I would say ethical ability to display this image. And so I hope that you could see the possibilities here. You could use Midjourney to create a social media post for you. You could use Midjourney to create posters or banners or all the things that really pastors aren't typically known for being amazing graphic designers. And so this is a tool that can really help save you time, but also maybe not even save you time, but increase the quality of what you're doing. Sometimes pastors say, I can't create a graphic like this, so I'm not even going to try. Let's just throw some text on a black screen and call it a day. Well, now you can. Now you can elevate the quality of your graphics without having to go become a graphic designer. And so I really hope that this was just a teaser, really kind of scratching the surface of the possibilities here. But this is an amazing tool that you can really use and can help you a lot. So if you have any questions, comment them down below. Again, we have a lot more videos. We're going to do a video on the custom GPTs. We're going to do a video on things like videos. So, and we also have some big interviews coming up as well with some pretty big names in the AI community. And so make sure to, again, hit that notification bell, subscribe, so that way you don't miss when any of these videos come out. I just want to thank you for watching this one, sticking with it all the way till the end, and I look forward to catching you in the next one. Take care.